Hi everybody, benvenuti. Johnny's back in the kitchen. Santo got some truffles from Piero, my truffle guy, and they got held up at customs. So when Santo got them, he took the black truffle, he cleaned them really nicely, and he put them in the freezer, which is a typical way to store them if you're not going to use fresh right away. So these are the diamonds of the kitchen. So I got two of them. So each of them has their little tub like this. And I already started to grate some of it that we're going to use in the recipe. But let me come closer to camera so you can see what these look like. This is the one that I already started to grate. So this one was about 1.5 ounces. I got a second one here. This is a big one. It's a beauty. These came from, they arrived in San Francisco a few days after they came out of the Tuscan dirt. So this is what they look like. And here's one that I started to grate up already. Okay, let's get this out of the way and let's get cooking. So I'm using fresh fettuccine. I didn't make these. I was able to go to Giovanni's, a store across from Santo's restaurant, and I bought this. This is about a half a pound. So this is just flour and water. It's a traditional uh, pasta, and I'm able to get whatever I want at Giovanni's or Italian Homemade, another place down in the village. So I'm going to quickly cook these up. They're not going to take long. Let me let me grate a little bit more of this black truffle. So I'm going to come close again. This is a box grater, and I'm using a larger grate. You'll see on this side, sometimes I'll use this, but it's a smaller grate and not for this recipe. I'm using the bigger grate, but not that real big one on the back, this one. If you don't have a box grater, use whatever you have that you might grate cheese with. And then after, we're gonna want to shave some on top. So let me show you this tool too. This is just a vegetable peeler, and I'm going to use that to shave some of the black truffle on top of the dish when it's done. Let me just finish this up. So, simple ingredients. There's the black truffle, there's butter, there's Parmigiano, there's and the pasta. That's it. It's only about four ingredients. So, let me make sure I get this off of here. You don't want to waste truffles. They're too valuable. As I told you, they're the diamonds of the kitchen. So treat them with respect and use as much of it as you can. Don't leave a lot behind. Okay, I think we're done with that. So for this amount of pasta, I'm using 2 tablespoons. I already got one grated up here, and then we'll take what's in here. And then in this big pan, let me turn it back on. I got some butter melting. There we go. And I'm going to put this on a medium high because I just want to melt the butter. I don't want to let it get any color. And then I'm just going to put this water back on and bring it back up to a boil. It's simmering a little bit now. And this is when I wait to put my salt in. So I put a good amount, probably a tablespoon at least, because that's the only flavor that the pasta is going to get. So about that much, and I like when I put it in because it's going to enhance that boil. But as that's coming to a rapid boil, I'm going to just finish the sauce. How simple is this? Okay, we're going to take the the black truffle, the grated black truffle. Don't waste any. And then I'll take the rest that's on this dish. And that's it. So I'm going to mix this with the butter and make sure I got enough butter in there. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you've ever worked with truffle, had truffles. They got an incredible aroma. So when the dish comes to your dish, that's the first thing that you're gonna enjoy is the aroma as the dish is put in front of you, and then you'll get the rest of the pleasure after you start eating it. And you know what? I think I'm going to use a little bit more butter in here, just for the hell of it. You know me, just adjust as you're going along. I'm not a slave to recipes. Use what you need, and you'll be all set. Let me just get this melted. Yeah, I like this better. And that's it. So, black truffle, I'm going to move this off the heat because the water's not quite boiling. Um, so black truffle is a truffle that you can cook with. You can show it heat. It's really going to enhance its flavor. The other truffle is the white truffle. You never want to show white truffle any heat. It's usually more expensive than these winter black truffles. Um, but you'll see on the post that I linked you to a couple of videos where I cooked at Santos Cafe with Piero, and we made a black truffle and a white truffle. And you'll see what I mean about showing heat to a black truffle, but no heat to a white truffle. God forbid. Let me see how we're doing on the water. Ah, here we go. It's a rapid boil. So this fettuccine is fresh, and I'm still going to cook it quickly so it's still al dente. So when I'm going to taste one, I still want a little bit of tension on my tooth. So let me get this in here. Look at this stuff. Nice. I love having these places down in North Beach, down in my village. Because if I want to make something, I don't have time to make the pasta. I can just run down there and get what I need. So I'm really lucky that way. And hopefully, after the pandemic's over, all these places are going to still be here because everybody in our community's been supporting them. So, when I do pasta, I like to move it around a little bit to make sure nothing's sticking. So this is going to take a couple of minutes, and I'm going to taste some, and as soon as it's done, I'm going to put it right in that black truffle butter sauce. Ooh, it's going to be so good. Did I show you my Napoli t-shirt? Okay, good. While we're waiting over here, I'm going to tell you a little story. I showed you I keep my diamonds in the kitchen in those little plastic containers in the freezer. Oh, and I just noticed I left the door open. Hold on, I got to kick it closed. There. And I was talking to my sister the other day, and she was telling me a story from when we were growing up in Bloomfield. My father had a butcher shop, and when he closed up, he used to take the money out of the cash register and he'd bring it home. So at some point, he started putting his money in a brown paper bag, and he put it in the freezer. We didn't know anything about that. So my sister went in one day after he started putting the money in the freezer. She said, "What the hell is that brown bag?" So she pulled it out, and my father had written money on the bag. I guess to warn us, don't fool around with this. He's warning the burglar too. But luckily, we never got robbed. Okay, I'm going to test this over here. Let me see how the pasta's doing. So again, I want this al dente. Look how nice that is. We're almost there. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds, another minute, But in the meantime, I'm bringing the sauce in the pan with the black truffle, and I'm going to put it over maybe a medium low to get ready for introducing the pasta. And before I forget, I'm going to reserve, if you're going to drain this in a colander, make sure you reserve about a cup of water. Me, I'm just going to take it out with the tongs, so I'm going to bring some of the pasta water with it. Let me make sure this is coming up to heat a little bit. Going to test one more strand of the fettuccine. Ooh, it's hot, but let me see what I can do over here. Put these over here. Wrap this up. It's going to be a good strand to test. Perfect. It's done. How quick was that? So I'm going to bring the pan over here. I'm just going to take the fettuccine out, and you'll see it's dripping some water, and that's okay, because we want some liquid to help make sure the sauce doesn't get too thick. I think maybe I got one more tongue full here. There we go. Let me shut that off. Now, simple. We're just going to start moving this around, shutting that off. I just want to make sure that I'm coating the pasta well. And it looks like I'm getting all that truffle and the butter. Okay. See how it's picking up? You can see the flecks of the black truffle. The fettuccine has absorbed the butter. I may need a little bit, get in there. May need a little bit of pasta water to loosen this up. So I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and see if I need any more. I think that was the magic touch. Look at this. Unbelievable. You won't believe the perfume over here, the odor, the aroma that's coming off over here. Now, two more things to finish the dish in the pan anyway, and then we're going to plate it up. So I got some grated Parmigiano. I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to take my black pepper and give it a few grates. Not too much, right? You don't want to hide that truffle. It's pretty bold anyway, so it's pretty hard to, but you don't want a lot of stuff in there. Okay, let me mix this all up, and I'm going to plate it, and we're going to see if it's any good. I told Santo I was going to do this. I waited a few days, so now I'm finally getting around. And then after I finish this, I'll go down and tell him I cooked with the black truffle. I love fresh truffle, but frozen truffle is good too. Let me just put it right here in this dish. Mm. Oh my God. Okay, I think that's enough. Let me move some of this truffle there. Okay. Now we're gonna finish it. I'm gonna take Parmigiano and I'm gonna grate just some on top, give it some extra flavor. Nice. Now, I'm gonna use my vegetable peeler and see if I can get a few shaves on top. There's one, and it depends how many you give, how generous you are. Here's the second. I think I'll do one more because it's for me. And here's the third one. Spread them out so they look pretty. Okay. Mmm. Truffle. Let me show you close. I'll come over there. What do you think? Oh, the steam's still coming off. See the black truffle shavings? Beautiful, huh? Okay, let me taste it for you. Where's my fork? Here it is over here. Okay, I'm gonna, before I take any of that shaved, I'm just gonna take some of the pasta without. I'm blown away. This is such a simple dish. It's so flavorful. Just a couple of ingredients, and the star of the show is the black truffle. So this time, I'm gonna take some of the pasta and I'm gonna go overboard. I'm gonna take this shaving right here and I'm gonna please myself abundantly. Oh, I'm in heaven. And fresh frozen black truffles, just as good. It didn't lose any of its flavor or its texture. I'm happy. I'm going to have to run down the hill and tell Santo I made a good fettuccine with a black truffle sauce. Okay, ciao. I'll see you next time for my next episode of Lunch with Johnny. Ciao. Hope everybody stays well. Love you guys.